RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball, and that's what you'd have right here. So let's start this up. Advance. Avengers lead the series against the Mets. 4-game set. They lead 3-0. They got the brooms out. So I hit, I pitch, I field. I do not run the bases. I let the computer run the bases for me. But otherwise, it is all me. MLB The Show. I gameplay. I announce the games. So here we go. Live from Citi Field, Major League Baseball, as the Hollywood Avengers visit the New York Mets. On the mound for the Mets, Wei-Yin Chen, making his 6th start of the season. His record is 0-1 with a 6.86 earned run average, trying to keep the Mets from getting swept. Leading off for the Mets, check that for the Hollywood Avengers, Tom Holland, 369, 12 homers, 60 RBIs. He plays Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Here comes the first pitch of the ball game. And that's a deep drive towards the left center field gap, and it will make it in there. No, it won't. It is off the top of the wall. It is a stand-up double on the first pitch of the ball game for Spider-Man. His Tom Holland's 24th double of the season. Here's the replay.
Number 12.
Made a bid for a first inning, first pitch home run off the side of the wall. Next up is Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. 274, 10 homers, 46 runs batted in. First baseman for the Avengers. Iron Man. Fastball is high, ball 1. Mets are 6 games over 500, good for first place in the National League East. Runner leads off second. Nobody out here in the top of the first. And it hits him. So the first 2 runners will be awarded base. First and second, nobody out. Up next is the switch hitter, Chris Evans. The first Avenger hitting 307, 11 homers, 43 runs batted in. Hitting from the right side against the lefty Chen. Plays Steve Rogers in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. First pitch is a breaking ball low, ball 1. We are approaching the All-Star game in this fantasy season. Slider outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Evans. On deck is Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk. And that's a drive to center, but it is the track. He makes the catch, tagging from second and going to third is Holland. So with 1 away, there'll be runners at first and third. Starting lineup for the Avengers, Tom Holland's at second, Robert Downey Jr. is at first, Chris Evans is the catcher. The DH is Mark Ruffalo. At third is Chadwick Boseman, Dave Bautista's in right, Don Cheadle's in center, Idris Elba's in left, and batting ninth and playing shortstop is Clark Gregg. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, 331, a team-high 20 home runs. Fastball inside, check that slider inside, ball 1. He leads the ball club with 75 runs batted in. He has a runner at third and less than 2 outs. Doesn't need a hit to get him in. And it will line itself foul ball. Count evens, 1 ball and 1 strike on Ruffalo. Runners lead off first and third. And he pulls it foul. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Hulk. Here comes the pitch from Chen. Change up low, count evens, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
2-2.
This is Avengers baseball. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes, another ball, and he'll load the bases. On deck is Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman. Here comes the full count pitch. Misses outside, and the bases will be loaded. A double and 2 walks will load the bases here in the top of the first for the Avengers. For those of you that are wondering, options, gameplay, the hitting difficulty is on All-Star, and the pitching difficulty is on All-Star. Up next is the late, great Chadwick Boseman playing third base, hitting 349 on the season. Bases loaded, 1 out. And he hits the fly ball to center. Might be deep enough. Tagging from third is... The throw to the plate is not in time. It's an RBI sacrifice fly for Black Panther. And the MCU now leads 1-0. 2 outs, runners at first and second for Drax the Destroyer, Dave Bautista, hitting .320, 11 homers, 44 RBIs. And it's a bouncer to the third baseman. Fields fires, got him. So they get off relatively scot-free. They score only a run after loading the bases. So after half an inning of play here in Citi Field, it's the Hollywood Avengers 1, the New York Mets coming to bat. This is Avengers baseball. On the mound for the Avengers is the ace of their staff, Chris Hemsworth, a.k.a. Thor Odin's son. He's 14-3 with a 2.47 earned run average. 14 wins and 2.47 ERA leads the National League. Leading off for the Mets is Brian Roberts, 329, 17 homers, 50 RBIs. Comes the first pitch from Hemsworth. Chases a low fastball for strike one. Out in front of the sinking fastball. Counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. The Avengers have 61-29. Good for a 3-game lead in the National League West over the same, check that. Pitches high and deep, but foul down the right field line. Count remains 0-2 on Roberts. They have a 3-game lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League West. The Avengers have taken the place of the San Diego Padres in that division. 2-seam fastball is low, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hemsworth is going for win number 15 on the season. One hopper to the second baseman. Holland throws to first in time, 1 away. Starting lineup. Brian Roberts is at second. The DH is Luis Arias. Babe Ruth is playing center field today. Eddie Murray's at first. Justin Upton's left. Jock Peterson's in right. The shortstop is Marcus Simeon. Catcher is Reese McGuire. And batting ninth and playing third base, Ronald Torreyes. Luis Arias, 329, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. Here comes the pitch. Just misses low, ball 1. So it's a 1-0 lead for the Avengers here in the bottom of the first. And he yanks it foul into that net. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike to Arias. Grounder up the first base line, fielded by Tony Stark. He steps on the bag there, 2 away. The center fielder, Babe Ruth. Pitcher is hitting .283, 11 homers, 37 runs batted in. Fastball in there, strike 1. Strike 2, outside corner can count as quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Hard ground ball past the third baseman, under his glove. Big turn at first, he will stick there. It's a 2-out single for the Babe. They're going to give him an E5. I thought so. I thought he could have backhanded that or got in front of it. Let's look at the replay. I think he comes up with this cleanly. It's an easy out. Yep, picked up the glove too quickly. So the inning will continue for Eddie Murray, Hall of Famer, 308, 15 homers on the season. Eddie Murray played for the Baltimore Orioles in the 70s and 80s. Takes a strike. 0-1. Switch hitter batting from the left side against the righty Thor Odin's son. And he fouls off the sinker. Counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a split finger fastball on the side. Is retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left on at the end of 1 inning of play. It's a 1-0 lead for the MCU. So we go to the top of the second inning. Up steps Don Cheadle, 312, 9 homers, 47 RBIs. Switch hitter, center fielder, Plays James Rhodes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And that's a line drive to center. His counterpart, Babe Ruth, makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Mets in the outfield from left to right. You've got Justin Upton, Babe Ruth, and Jock Peterson. In the infield, Ronald Torreyes, Marcus Semien, Brian Roberts, Eddie Murray, with Reese McGuire behind home plate. Idris Elba, 275, 7 homers, 36 RBIs. Steps up to the plate. And he pulls it foul. Strike 1. Chen deals. Breaking ball in the dirt. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball inside corner. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. On Elba, he plays Hemdahl in the Thor franchise as Guardian. Grounder, backhanded by Murray, tosses to Chen, who covers 2 away.
Batting 9, the shortstop, number 85.
Next up, Clark Gregg. Phil Coulson, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., 241, a homer, 8 RBIs. Playing shortstop today to give Anthony Mackie a day off. And he hits a deep drive to left, but playable for Justin Upton. Makes an over-the-shoulder catch to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Chen. After an inning and a half of play, the Avengers lead 1-0. So we go to the bottom of the second. Justin Upton, the left fielder for the Mets, steps up to the plate hitting 268, 15 homers, 43 runs back. Here comes the pitch from Thor. Grounded to second, fielded by Spider-Man, throws to first in time, 1 away. Defensive alignment for the Avengers in the outfield from left to right. You have Idris Elba, Don Cheadle, and Dave Bautista. And in the infield, Chadwick Boseman, Clark Gregg, Tom Holland, Robert Downey Jr., and Chris Evans behind home plate. Next up, Reese McGuire. No, check that. Jock Peterson, the right fielder, 234, 4 homers, 11 RBIs. Pitches low for ball 1. Just gets a piece of the sinking fastball to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count is 1-2. Hemsworth is 14-3. His win total leads the National League. Late on the breaking ball. Fouls it up the third baseline. Count stays 1-2 on Peterson. I think Peterson plays for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'm not sure. Swing and a miss in the inside slider. 2 away. That's second strikeout of the game from Thor Odinson. Here's the replay. Was it a strike? Down and in. Probably a ball. So 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Up steps Marcus Semien, 262, 12 homers, 43 RBIs. Fouls it back, strike 1. Welcome to Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Much appreciated. Fouls off the slider. Count is quickly. No balls and 2 strikes on Semien. Fouls it back. Count remains. No balls, 2 strikes. Just gets a piece of the sinker, and we'll do it again. Split finger fastball, fouls it off. Count remains 0-2, making him work. Grounder up the middle, speared by Thor, throws to first, and there are 2 away. Well, check that. That's the 3rd out, pardon me. 1-2-3 inning for Thor. The end of 2 innings of play. It's a 1-0 lead for the MCU. Top of the 3rd. Lineup turns over. Tom Holland had a double, scored a run, only run of the game in his first at-bat. Fastball inside, ball one. Tom leads the ball club with 125 hits. Out in front of the changeup, swing and a miss. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Probably has 126 hits, considering that's probably entering play. Inside, 2-1. Tom Holland, I think, is the best Spider-Man in the MCU so far. And that's a drive. And I have a feeling that's going to go to the wall, and it will. One hop to the wall. It's going to be his second double of the game. Tom Holland is 2 for 2. Lead-off double here in the top of the third. Double number 25. He leads the ball club, as you can see. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. runner at second, nobody out. He's got to move that runner over to third. Slider outside, ball one. No official at-bat for Tony. Hit by a pitch in the first inning. And he yanks it. But I think it's playable for Jock Peterson. Tagging and going to third is Holland. So it's a productive out. There'll be runner at third and less than 2 down. Evans, who flew out in the first, will have an opportunity to score that run from third base without the benefit of a base hit. Let's see what happens. Swing and a miss. The breaking ball, strike one. Chen deals. Fastball low, counts 1 ball and 1 strike. To the original Captain America, Captain Rogers. In the dirt, blocked nicely, throw to third for no apparent reason. Holland's not going anywhere. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Evans. Switch hitter batting from the right side. Curveball outside. Hitters count 3-1. Mark Ruffalo is on deck. Yesterday's 16-5 win for the Avengers. Jams him, and that might bloop in there, and it will. It's going to be a bloop base hit to right. An RBI single for Chris Evans, who had 2 homers and 4 RBIs yesterday. He adds another RBI to his tally, and the MCU now leads 2-0. In on his hands, he just powers it over that first baseman's head and into right field. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, who no at-bat, walked in the first. No official at-bat. And he's going on the first pitch that's in the dirt, and he won't even make the throw. That's a stolen base for Steve. Runner in scoring position, stolen base number 12 for Evans. And he pulls it foul. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike to Ruffalo. Evans at second, 1 away here in the top of the third. 2-0 lead for the MCU. Fastball is outside. Count is 2 balls and 1 strike. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. And that's a deep drive. It is high. That ball is far. It is gonzo. It is a 2-run home run for Hulk. Hulk smash. Home run number 21 on the season, and the MCU now has a 4-0 advantage. Let's watch the replay. Just takes it the other way, deposits it into the right field bleachers. Come on, I need a better angle than that. There we go. Boom! Projected 407 feet to right center field. It's 4-0 MCU. Next up is the late, great Chadwick Boseman, who hit a sac fly in his first at-bat. Hard ground ball, base hit through the box. It's a 1-out single for Black Panther. And the hit parade will continue. I say late and great for Chadwick Boseman because we lost him to colon cancer in 2020. May he rest in peace. Next up is Dave Bautista. Oh, they caught him stealing. Throw to second is offline. He gets him. So that's 2 away, bases empty. Caught stealing. 3-6 to 4. And he skies it to right, slicing out of play. Strike 1 to Dave Bautista. Dave plays Drax the Destroyer in the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. He's also a former WWE professional wrestler. Here comes the pitch from Chen. Fastball is high. Count evens 1 ball and 1 strike. So this is the fourth game of a 4-game set between these two ball clubs. The Avengers have won the first 3. They're trying for a 4-game sweep. Easy play for the right fielder. He makes the catch. Jock Peterson does to retire the side, but not before Mark Ruffalo scores 2 more runs for the Avengers on this, a 2-run home run, and after 2.5 innings of play, it's the Avengers 4, the Mets nothing. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Catcher Reese McGuire hitting .263, 6 homers, 21 RBIs. Chris Hemsworth has been staked to a 4-run lead. Checks his swing, in there, strike 1. Reese is hitting .273, but he's got it on a 6-for-20 clip. That's 300 average in his last handful of games. Fouls off the 2-seamer. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. So Chris Hemsworth pitched a no-hitter and perfect game this season, the first one I've ever done. Ground ball deep in the hole at short, to one knee. Phil Coulson throws him out, 1 away. Nice play by the agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. playing shortstop today. Chris Hemsworth, wins leaders in the National League. As you can see, his 14 wins lead the league as we approach the All-Star break. Chris Pratt, Star-Lord, is on the list. His brother, Loki Tom Hiddleston, with 11. So 1 away, and up steps the third baseman, Ronald Torreyes, .278, no homers, 9 RBIs. Comes the pitch from Thor. Ground ball grabbed by Black Panther, throws to first, and there are 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 3rd. Nice play by Boseman. So 2 down, bases empty. The lineup turns over for the Mets. Brian Roberts grounded out in the first. He's 4 for 16 in this series with a homer. Here comes the pitch. Fastball in there, strike 1. Brian Roberts is battling Tom Holland for the #1 vote getter in the National League for second baseman. And that's a bouncer up the first base line, and it is a foul ball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Roberts. Lazy fly ball to right center field. War Machine is there. Don Cheadle makes the catch to retire the side. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Thor. End of 3. 4-0. Avengers lead. So we go to the top of the 4th. Up steps Don Cheadle, 0 for 1. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Chen. Breaking ball inside, almost hits him. Ball 1. This is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you for joining me. That's a line drive headed towards the center fielder. Babe Ruth makes the running catch, 1 away. It's like I was saying, I am RC Robbin. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. If you don't like baseball, why would you be watching? But if you don't like baseball, lots of other playlists on this YouTube channel. Please feel free to check them out. A lot of variety. Idris Elba up for his second plate appearance. He is 0 for 1. And he hits a line drive to center, and Babe Ruth barely has to move. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th. Number 9 hitter, Clark Gregg, lined out in the 2nd inning. Shortstop. Here comes the pitch. And that is a line drive off the net, foul ball, strike 1. He's 5 for his last 12. It's a .417 clip. So he's been hot in his last handful of games. Late on the fastball, lines it foul. Count is 0-2 on Phil Coulson, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Swing and a miss, struck him out, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 inning for Chen. After 3.5, it's 4-0 MCU. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Up steps Luis Arias, who grounded out in the 1st inning.
The designated hitter.
Here comes the pitch from Hemsworth. In there, strike 1. And that's a line drive through the right side. It is a leadoff single for Arias, and the Mets have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the replay. as I take a sip of water. Babe Ruth reached on an error in the first. Fouls off the two-seam fastball, strike one. Hitting .281 on the season. Runner leads off first. And that is a lazy fly ball towards right center field. Batista is there. He makes the catch, one away. Welcome to the stream. This is Avengers Baseball. Imagine if the actors from the Marvel Cinematic Universe were to play Major League Baseball. This is game number 91 of a 162-game regular season. Up next, Eddie Murray struck out in the first. He is 0 for 1. Eddie Murray is a Hall of Famer in real life. Fastball inside corner, strike one. Eddie Murray had 500-plus homers. He had 3,000-plus hits. Played for the Baltimore Orioles in the 70s and 80s. Sinking fastball outside, count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's a line drive to center. Racing over is Don Cheadle. He makes the catch for out number 2. No advance on the bases. 2 down. Up steps the left fielder, Justin Upton, who grounded out in the second inning. He's 0 for 1. Fouls it down the right field line for strike one. Justin Upton has a brother. His name is B.J. Upton. I always think of B.J. Upton when I think of Justin Upton. Sinking fastball out in front. Count is quickly 0 balls and 2 strikes on the Upton brother. And that is a one-hopper shoveled over to second for the force to retire the side. 4 innings complete here at Citi Field. They're going for the 4-game sweep. The Avengers lead 4-0. So we're going to go to the top of the 5th. Tom Holland has 2 doubles today. His average is up to .373 on the season. He leads the ball club. He leads the National League in batting average. Fastball inside, ball one. Craig Stammen, the right-hander, is getting loose in the Mets bullpen. He's seen action in this series. And he jams him inside, short right field. Brian Roberts is in the outfield to make the catch, 1 away. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. Officially, he is 0 for 1 in the game. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. Here comes the pitch from Chen. And that's deep. That ball is high. It is far. That ball is gonzo. It's a solo home run, number 11 from Iron Man. He is Iron Man. And the MCU now has a 5-0 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Oh, yeah. See the replay. Pulls it down that right field line. Does it hit off the facing of the upper deck? Yes, it does. Right off that Mets sign. And the manager of the Mets has seen enough. He makes a call for the right-hander. Chen's day is over. In relief comes Craig Stammen, 5-1 with a 3.57 earned run average. He will face the switch-hitting Chris Evans, who has an RBI single today. He's 1 for 2. Chris is hitting from the left side against the righty Stammen. And he's late on the fastball, skies it the other way. Upton is there. And that's the second out. 5-0 lead for the MCU. The line for Wei Yin Chen, 4 1/3, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. That is not the outing he expected from himself when he got out of bed this morning. The Incredible Hulk had a 2-run home run in his last at-bat. Number 21 on the season to lead the ball club as we approach the All-Star break. Hulk smash. And that's a line drive headed towards the left field gap. It is cut off, but it's in there for a 2-out single. And the inning will continue for the Avengers. Here's the replay. Ruffalo is 2 for 2. I'm also doing a Madden 22 playlist. Chadwick Boseman is up. He has an RBI single today. If you like Madden football, please feel free to check that out. Also playing Star Trek Online, which is a MMORPG, but I'm playing it solo because there's lots of solo content. Science fiction role-playing game. Check out that playlist. Checks the swing, pitches low, count evens 1 ball and 1 strike on Black Panther. Runner leads off first, 2 down, top of the 5th. Grounds it, bouncer over the head of the third baseman. It's a base hit. And there'll be runners at first and second now with 2 away. Talk about a Baltimore chopper. Smashed it down on top of the plate and bounced way over the head of the third baseman, Reyes. So next up is Dave Bautista. 2 on, 2 out. He's 0 for 2 today, 3 for 11 in this series. Here comes the pitch. And that's a line drive caught by Brian Roberts to retire the side. So we get another run on the solo homer from Iron Man. Here's the replay. After 4.5 innings of baseball here at Citi Field, it's the Mets trailing the Avengers 5-0. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and our sideline reporter Heidi Watney, we cannot hear her for some reason. I guess they need to change the microphone battery or something. So we'll cut away from her. We'll go to the back to the plate. Jock Peterson, the right fielder, struck out in the 2nd inning. He's 0 for 1. Hemsworth is working on a shutout. Like I said earlier, he has a perfect game and no-hitter this season. The shift is on for Peterson. 3 infielders on the right side. Only Boseman on the left. They're expecting him to pull. Pops him up. Racing over is Black Panther into foul territory. And he makes the catch for out number 1. ERA leaders in the National League. Chris Hemsworth leads everybody, 2.47. Nobody else is even in the 2s. Tom Seaver is at an even 3. Next up, check that. Shortstop Marcus Semien is 0 for 1. Here comes the pitch. And he grounds it foul. A little late on the fastball, strike 1. Swing and a miss at the slider. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes. Hemsworth, 47 pitches and 4 2/3 innings pitched. 4 1/3, pardon me. And that's a deep drive towards the left center field gap. Racing over is Don Cheadle. He cannot make the catch. It's 1 off to the wall. Throws to the cutoff man. It's a stand-up double. 1 out double for Marcus Semien. Here's the replay. Could not get there. Bang. So next up is this catcher, Reese McGuire. 6 homers, 21 RBIs on the season. 0 for 1 with a ground out. And he pops it up. Slicing out of play. Strike 1. Again, this is Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Sinking fastball finds the edge. Count is 0-2 on McGuire. Whenever I think of Reese McGuire, I think of Mark McGuire. And that's a line drive headed towards, it's the right field, left field corner, pardon me. Nice over-the-shoulder catch for Idris Elba. There's 2 away, and he tags and goes to 3rd. So there'll be a runner at 3rd base and 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Should have thrown to 3rd instead of the 2nd. That's a little bit of a mishap by Elba. Technically, it's by me, but whatever. So Hemsworth faces Ronald Torreyes, the number 9 hitter, who's 0 for 1. Fastball at the knees, strike 1. Lines it, almost kills the first base coach. Count is 0-2 on Torreyes. Strike 3 called. Side is retired. 5 innings complete. It's an official ball game, ladies and gentlemen. MCU leads 5-0. So we go to the top of the 6th. Up steps Don Cheadle, who is 0 for 2. The average is dipped to 310. He's also a switch hitter in this very versatile lineup. He's batting from the left side against the righty Stammen. Chases a slider outside, strike one. Did it hit him? No, it did not. Checked his swing. Pitch was inside. Count even 1 ball and 1 strike. Serves it the other way to left. Easy play for Justin Upton. And there is 1 out. Next up, Idris Elba. He is 0 for 2. The Avengers are in first place in the National League West after 90 games. They are 61 and 29 on the season. They line drive to center. Sliding catch for Babe Ruth, showing some agility. 2 away. Nice play by the Babe. You think of him as a hitter, but of course he was a great all-around player. So 2 down, bases empty here in the top of the 6th. Clark Gregg is 0 for 2. Steps up to the plate. Here comes the pitch from Stammen. Fastball outside, ball 1. Clark hit his first home run of the season, first home run of his career yesterday in yesterday's 16-5 victory. Pop up, right side, and Eddie Murray makes the catch and retires the side. So, 5.5 complete here at Citi Field. It's the Avengers leading 5-0. Oh yeah. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. Up steps Brian Roberts, who is 0 for 2. Hemsworth out there for the 6th. Fastball outside corner, 2-seam action. Strike 1. I think Hemsworth has like 5 shutouts this season to lead the league. Swing and a miss over the top of the split finger fastball. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on the second baseman. Fouls it upstairs behind home plate. Count stays at 0-2. Brian Roberts played for the Baltimore Orioles, I think, in the 1990s. He was not a Hall of Famer. Just gets a piece to stay alive. All-star, couple of seasons. Good, solid player. Not a Hall of Famer. Line drive caught by Black Panther at third. 1 away. Nice reaction play by Boseman.
The designated hitter,
Luis Arias, 1 for 2 with a single. DH. Probably a middle infielder. Inside corner and low, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Count is 0-1. Grounder, 1 hopper to Holland. Throws to first, 2 away. And Thor Odinson is cruising. He is cutting through this lineup. Babe Ruth, he reached on an error, but officially he is 0 for 2. 3rd plate appearance. Checks his swing, but it's in there, strike 1. Babe has 725 homers in this Fantasyland season. Late on the fastball, slices it out of play. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on the Babe. That ball is high. It is far. That is gone. Babe Ruth does what he does best. That's home run number 12 on the season. Home run number 726 in his illustrious career. And the shutout is gone. It's 5-1 Avengers. Here's a replay. Bang. Oh, off the facing of that deck. Actually, no, in that upper deck. So Eddie Murray, 0 for 2 today. Steps up, 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the 6th. Inside fastball, strike 1. Eddie Murray's 8 for 13 in this series. So he showed up, even if the rest of his team did not. Line drive, caught! Rolls out of his glove, throws to first, not in time. It's an infield single for Eddie Murray. And this The sixth inning will continue for the New York Mets as they now have a base runner. Next up, Justin Upton, 3 for 14 in the series. He is 0 for 2 today. Fastball outside corner, strike one. Runner leads off first. Pulls it foul. Count is quickly 2 strikes. 0 and 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out swinging, and the side is retired. But the shutout is no more. Babe Ruth took care of that. Solo homer, his 12th of the season, number 726 of his career. At the end of 6, it's a 4-run lead. Avengers lead 5-1.
Ladies and gentlemen.
In relief is Rowan Wick. He's seen action this series. His record is 1 and 2 with a 5.57 earned run average. And leading off is Tom Holland, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. Mets bullpen is active, just in case. 2 right-handers getting loose. Here comes the pitch from Wick. Late on the fastball, 96 on the radar gun, strike one. Fastball outside, count is 1 ball and 1 strike to Spider-Man. And again, he's late on the fastball, count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Breaking ball outside, count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Curveball inside, count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Tom Holland. Robert Downey Jr. is on deck. Here comes the pitch, 3-2 pitch. And that's a line drive base hit. It's his 3rd hit of the ball game. Lead-off single for Spider-Man. Next up, Robert Downey Jr. is 1 for 2 in his last at-bat in the 5th inning. He did this. Hit a solo home run down that right field line off the facing of that second deck. I'm sure he wants to do that again. Runner leads off first. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th. Here comes the pitch from Wick. Low. Oh, he's taking off. Throw down from Reese is not in time. That's a wild pitch. Advances to second in scoring position. Still nobody out. Count is 1 ball and no strikes to Robert Downey Jr. Inside 2-0.
2-0.
Fouls off the high fastball, count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Holland leads off second. Here comes the pitch from Wick. Grounder to first. Murray takes it himself. There's the first out of the 7th. Runner will go to 3rd, so it's a productive out for Tony Stark. Runner at 3rd with only 1 away. Chris Evans, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI single today. He's 5 for 16 in the series. He can get that run home without the benefit of a base hit. Let's see if he does. Fastball is high. Ball 1, 97 on the radar gun. Count is 1 ball and no strikes. Outside corner, count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, runners 90 feet from home plate. 1 out, top of the 7th. And he pops him up in the infield, and that will not get the run home. Murray makes the catch, 2 away. So, wasted opportunity. Next up, Mark Ruffalo. Hitting .335. He has 2 hits today. He had a recent spell where he was 2 for 20. Then had 4 hits in a game. Now he's 2 for 2 in this game. So he's woken back up. Home run number 21 in this game. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Reese. Throws to third unnecessarily. I'm only going to throw it away. Count as 1 ball in the strikes. Inside, 2-0. Pops him up. Behind home plate, Reese jumps out of his crouch. Foul territory, makes the catch to retire the side. So, wasted opportunity. They strand that runner in third. Get up and stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Get up and stretch. It is time for the 7th inning stretch. Hollywood Avengers lead 5-1. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Jock Peterson is 0 for 2. Here comes the pitch from Chris Hemsworth, who's still on the mound. Grounder the other way. They were playing him to pull. He hit it the other way where no one was, and he's going to get an easy double out of it. So leadoff double for Jock Peterson. He's 1 for 3. Third double of the season for Peterson. As you can see, only Black Panther is on the left side of the infield playing out of position thanks to the shift. I don't know how I feel about the shift, but that's another story for another time. Manager's office bullpen. Paul Bettany will warm him up. Stan Lee will warm him up. Marcus Semien, runner in scoring position, takes the fastball inside for strike 1. Inside corner. Semien's 1 for 2 with a double. And he slices it down the right field line, out of play. Count is quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Marcus Semien's hitting only $186 this season with runners in scoring position, so he's not comfortable with that runner at second base. Grounder looked back to second, throws to first, and there's 1 away. Nice play by Thor Odinson on the mound. Nice reflexes. Next up, catcher Reese McGuire, 0 for 2. And that's a line drive by Reese McGuire into the left field corner, rounding third and heading home with his base runner, Peterson. It is an RBI double for Reese McGuire, and the score is now MCU leading 5-2 on McGuire's 9th double of the season. He just slices it the other way over the head of the third baseman to drive home the 2nd run for the Mets. And I think that will be all for Thor. Next up is Ronald Torreyes. Let me see something. Let's go to the manager's office. In the bullpen. We're going to fight with Torreyes. I think Thor can get Torreyes. And he swings at the first pitch and skies it to left. There is Elba. Makes the catch, 2 away. Runner stays at second. Hemdahl sees all. Next up, Brian Roberts, who is 0 for 3. Switch hitter. Swing and a miss at the inside fastball, strike 1. Tying run has not come to the plate yet. And that's a drive towards left center field. Racing over is Don Cheadle. Makes the catch to retire the side. So Reese McGuire, RBI double, gets the Mets a little bit closer. They score a run. The end of 7 innings of play. It's the Avengers 5, the Mets 2. This is Avengers baseball. So we go to the top of the 8th. Adam Ottavino comes in to pitch for the Mets. He's 4 and 4, 4.43 earned run average. Leading off, Black Panther, 2 for 2. Averages of 353 on the season.
Number 20.
Swing and a miss out in front of the slider, strike 1. Let's go to the manager's office and let's schedule Paul Bettany, the Vision, scheduled to put him in the game. Okay, strike 1 on Boseman. Comes the next pitch. Out in front of the slider, swing and a miss. Quickly, the count is 0-2 on Chadwick. Ball down and in. Attendance 36,559 here at Citi Field. Not a sellout. Sellout would be in the high 40s. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Ottavino. And he lines it, but hits the tarp for a foul ball. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fastball is low. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chases a slider, swing and a miss. He strikes him out. There's 1 away. Starter comparison. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth outdueled Chen, Wei Yin Chen. Thor is in line for his win number 15 on the season if they hold the lead. Dave Bautista, 0 for 3 today. 1 out, bases empty, top of the 8th. 5-2 lead for the MCU. Line drive over the head of the first baseman, and it rolls all the way to the wall. He rounds first and heads to second. The throw from Peterson to second base is up the line. Actually, he's not on line. Double number 21 on the season for Drax the Destroyer. Let's watch the replay. Did he actually get a glove on it? I'm not sure. I don't think he did. So runner in scoring position for Don Cheadle, who's 0 for 3. Opportunity to drive and run. Late on the 2-seam fastball. Down the left field line, out of play, strike 1. And he jams him, but that's going to bloop in there for a base hit. Rounding third and heading home is Drax the Destroyer. It's an RBI single for the War Machine, and the MCU now leads 6-2. Oh, yeah. Let's watch the replay. Give me the replay on Don Cheadle. There we go. It was not an impressive hit. It'll be a line drive in the box score, but what difference does it make? He's clutch.
Your attention, please.
Ottavino gets the hook. Hector Rondon comes in. His 46th appearance out of the bullpen. Record is 4-4 with a 4.33 earned run average. He will face Hemdahl, who's 0 for 3. Grounder to third, over to second. Oh, he pulls him off the bag. He's safe. Everyone is safe. His runners at first and second. E5, they could have had a double play, around the horn double play, but he pulled him off the bag. So instead of a side retired, Clark Gregg has runners at first and second with 1 away. They already have a 4-run lead. Gregg's 0 for 3 today. He had a homer yesterday. And he skies it to shallow right center field. Ruth is there. He makes the catch 2 away. So 2 down, 2 on and 2 down. Up steps Tommy Holland, who's 3 for 4. He is a hit machine. Grounder to third. Long throw, but in time. Easy play for Torreyes at third, and the side is retired. They get a run, though. And after 7.5 innings of play, it's the Avengers 6, the Mets 2. Going for the 4-game sweep. Do I want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. Chris Hemsworth is done. In comes Paul Bettany. Vision in the MCU. His record is 2-1 with a 3.69 earned run average. He will face Luis Arias, who's 1 for 3 with a single today.
The designated hitter, Luis.
Fastball is high, ball 1. Triple digits on the radar gun, but ball 1 high. Curveball looked low, but called a strike by the home plate umpire. Maybe it's a makeup call. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Fouls off the sinking fastball. Count is 1-2 on Arias. If you haven't seen WandaVision on Disney Plus, not a sponsor, but I watched it. I liked it. I suggest you watch it too. Grounder to first. Robert Downey Jr. takes it himself 1 away. The line for Thor Odinson, 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He is in line to be 15-3 should the score stay the way it is. Next up with 1 away, bases empty, Babe Ruth, who hit a homer in his last at-bat. And he slices it high and deep, but foul, out of play, strike 1. Hit home run number 13 on the season, I believe. He pitches most of the time. Breaks his bat, pops it up. There is Black Panther in foul territory, 2 away. Nasty pitch by Paul Bettany. So next up is Eddie Murray, who's a switch hitter, turns around and bats from the right side against the lefty Bettany. 2 down, bases empty, bottom of the 8th. And he lines this down the other way, and it is a foul ball. Made a bid for a double in the right field corner, but just foul. Strike 1. And it is a one-hopper to Spider-Man. Holland throws to first to retire the side. So 1-2-3 inning for Paul Bettany. It's a 4-run lead for the Avengers at the end of 8. It's the MCU leading 6-2. So we go to the top of the 9th. Tyler Olson, left-handed pitcher, is 1-0 with a 3.63 earned run average. Will face Robert Downey Jr. to lead off the top of the 9th, who had a solo home run today. He's 1-for-3. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball inside, ball 1. I'm going to go to the manager's office. I think 1 inning for Paul Bettany is enough. High, 2 balls and no strikes. Manager's office, bullpen. Righty, lefty, righty. We'll have Stanley come in, scheduled to put Stanley in the game, and we'll warm up Jeremy Renner, the closer, in case Stanley gets into trouble. And he slices it down the left field line. Count as 2 balls and 1 strike to Tony Stark. Called a strike, looked high, called a strike. Count as 2-2. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, on deck. He can do this all day. Captain America's on deck. The original Captain America. Just gets a piece to stay alive. The count will remain full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Tony. Outside, he walks the leadoff man. So Ottavino comes in the 9th inning. They're already down by 4 runs. He walks the first man he sees. That will give acid indigestion to any manager. Chris Evans, 1-for-4 with an RBI single today. Turns around and bats from the right side. Runner at first. And that's a line drive to Marcus Semien at short, 1 away. Hit it on the nose, but right at the shortstop. Next up, Mark Ruffalo, 2-for-3. He has a 2-run homer today. Number 21 in the season. And that ball's got a chance. He hit it high, but playable for Justin Upton. In front of the warning track, there are 2 away here in the top of the 9th. Just missed it. So Goose Gossage, 2-1, 2.54 earned run average. He's got 48 strikeouts in 39 innings pitched. He's coming in to pitch. Don't know why. He will face Chadwick Boseman, who's 2-for-3 with 2 singles. He does have nasty stuff, but 4-run deficit, what's the point? Late on the fastball, fouls it off. Strike 199 on the radar gun. He throws the heater. This time he went with the slider, pulls it foul. Count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Black Panther. Tony leads off first. Checks the swing, sliders outside. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Low, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 6-2 lead for the MCU. Runner leads off first. Here comes a pitch from Goose Gossage. And he yanks it, but yanks it foul into that net. Count will remain 2-2. Struck him out on the sinking fastball, tied him up in knots. And we will go to the bottom of the 9th. Get the brooms out. It's a 4-run lead Mets last licks. 6-2 Avengers. Do you want to change pitchers? Yes, I do. In comes Stan the Man Lee, Excelsior. His record is 5-2 with a 2.73 earned run average. This is not a save situation. He will face Justin Upton to lead off the bottom of the ninth. Justin is 0 for 3. Swings at the first pitch, skies it to right, playable for Drax. Dave Bautista makes the catch. 1 out. 1 out. Next up, Jock Peterson is 1 for 3 with a double. Average sits at 236 on the season. Here comes the pitch from Stan. Just gets a piece of it. Strike 1. Swing and a miss at the cut fastball way inside. No way he could have made contact with that. Counts quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Pulls it foul. Count remains 0-2. Sinking fastball is low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 4-run lead. The Avengers win this game. They've swept a 4-game set on the road against the Mets. Outside, count evens 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he pulls it foul. We'll do it again. Misses high, full count, 3-2. Marcus Semien is on deck. Swing and a miss, he's out in front of the curveball. They're 2 away, and the New York Mets are down to their final out of the game. They are down to their final out of this 4-game series. Way out in front. Representing the final out is Marcus Semien, who had a double in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3. Here's a pitch from Stan Lee. Misses low with the breaking ball. 1-0. And that is a shallow fly ball to right. This should do it. Playable. Drax makes the catch to retire the side. Ball game over. 4-game series over. The MCU wins 6-2. And they sweep this 4-game series at Citi Field. As win number 62 on the season as we approach the All-Star break. 62-29. Thor Odin's son, a.k.a. Chris Hemsworth, gets win number 15 on the season. Mr. Rob Show, what's the morning streams for Star Trek Online? Well, it's been a holiday weekend. I've had lots of errands to run, so I've been trying to get the games in. As the week progresses, I'll go back to the nighttime because now I go back to work starting tomorrow. Welcome to the stream, Mr. Rob. Unfortunately, it has come to an end as the final Hollywood Avengers 6 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. New York Mets 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Chris Hemsworth gets win number 15. Wei Yin Chen gets the loss. And Mark Ruffalo, with a homer and 2 ribbies, is the player of the game. And this has been a broadcast of Avengers Baseball. I am RC Robbin. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for Rob for poking his head in at the last minute. I always appreciate you. Again, Star Trek Online is a lot of fun. Thank you for recommending it. And I will probably be playing it again tomorrow night. I hope to see you. Have a great game, and thank you so much. Have a good night yourself. So the final for game number 91 of this 162-game regular season, the final season on MLB The Show 20 for PlayStation 4, before I put it to bed forever, is a victory for the Hollywood Avengers as the Avengers win 6-2. Thank you for watching. Have yourself a great night.